Okay, so today we are going to make something called letter cards. These are things that we used to make when we were kids, sending letters to friends and all. But they're not just on regular paper. So you use a slightly smaller paper and you can make a card out of it, which will have a lovely front design and also a design on where you are going to write the letter. So we're going to do two of these on two separate sheets. So we'll start off with one A4 size paper which you can cut in two parts. So we have two letter cards available for us. Do you have these? So if you have the papers ready, we can begin.
Ma'am,
Yes, yes, Abir.
means the half or two halves of an A4 paper.
Yes, this was my A4 sheet. I have cut it in half and I have two sheets. That's it. Okay, so the first part that we're going to do, we are going to make a design on the top and the bottom and the sides like that. It's going to be a simple design. The first one I'll show you, and the second one you can make yourself after I've shown you. So usually when we write a letter, we will write dear so and so. Maybe it's your friend or it's a parent or somebody like that who you will write to. So you write their name, and that part can be made very decorative. So you can make, like, if you think of this paper in, say, four parts, one, two, three, four parts, that one, the first part out of four is where we will make one design, and then the last part of the four we will make another design. So the design should not be more than half of your finger up. When we are later on going to fold the paper, so you'll see this afterwards, but half a finger here, half a
This
finger
much big of
here.
a paper, okay?
Yes, that looks okay. And I'm going to show you a very simple design on this.
And what do we have to do?
I'm going to show you what we're going to do. We're going to paint a very simple design on this. We are first going to just draw circles in this entire space over here. Remember, it's just about half of your finger. So you can draw circles like these. These are going to be flowers, like little roses. And they don't have to be perfect circles. They can overlap also. So this is going to look like a rose bush. Now I have drawn quite a few. See how tiny they are. You can draw them anywhere. They don't have to look exactly like that. So if you draw one somewhere here instead of here, that's fine. You don't even have to show me. Now we are going to paint these in some one color. So you can take maybe a red. I love red roses, or you can take a pink, which can be made from this crimson, or you can mix the two like that in your palette and make another rosy color. and just paint this. Now, if you are not using paints today, you can just color this with color pencils if you want. But if you can use paints, that will be really nice just for today's exercise. The color does not have to be the same, it can change a little bit, but try to keep it to just one red color. Or if you're making yellow, then keep it a light yellow, a deep yellow, but don't make yellow and orange and blue and green. That might look a little odd.
Ma'am, how does your paper not start tearing and like getting all bubbly like that?
My paper is not, maybe what you're trying to ask me is why is it not buckling? It's it's becoming like this and like papered, right? It's possibly because my paint is not too watery. It's not too
Or
dark.
is it normal A4 paper?
Yes, paper is also normal A4 paper from the drawing book. Have you used another paper?
Yes, ma'am, I am using printer paper.
Ah, printer paper will buckle for sure. Do you have another drawing paper? If you don't, then you can just take a paper from the back of your book. Just fold it in half and take that. If you want, I can wait for you.
No, ma'am, so for learning, I usually use these so that in the fair result I use that.
That is fine, but in the learning also, you should use the same paper that you're going to use for the fair, especially if it involves painting. If it is going to be like what we did the earlier, the gift
The
box.
others turned out fine, ma'am, like the other ones. So I'm guessing this will also be okay.
All right, you can test it out. But usually, if you want to make a final project for something, you should make the rough on the same paper because then you can test how the color looks on that same paper itself. But the rough work allows you to maybe make some mistakes that you can learn from or test out things which might not work out, but at least you know what not to do then. Let me know when you're done with making the circles in the top. I'm going to be right back. Give me a second. Huh? Done, everyone? Okay, now from this, sorry.
Yes, ma'am, I'm done.
Okay, great. Now, on the top where we are going to make these as roses, we can throw out some leaves like that, which will be lines first, and then we put a leaf on top of that. Can you see this? So these leaves ideally should come outward from the roses and not go into any of the roses. So let them come in the space between these flowers. And then some of them can also become tiny roses. So we are going to see, we don't have to connect all of these, no. But we have to fill the space between these roses with pretty looking leaves like that. And usually, roses throw out a particular kind of a leaf which splits into three like this. So, wherever you have gaps, you can throw out a leaf. And some leaves in the coming towards the inside, and some of them can also be half. Now few can be long leaf branches like that, connecting some flowers to each other, and some can also go outside of the paper like this. Okay. Now we've got this nice arch on the top, and we can now draw a line of a vine coming down. So I want you to see this first. Don't draw it with me, just see this. So I'm only going to draw C-shaped and S-shaped lines like that. See, I'm drawing a C-shaped line. This is an inverted C. Is everyone watching? And then from a little behind, I'm drawing another C. Then I'll draw another C. And this one is a small, short one. And then I can draw an S, but it's not very curved, see? And then I'll draw another C over here. So what I'm doing is I'm creating a vine, and on this vine I can draw some more roses like these, and then at the bottom I can draw more like a bush, like what we've drawn at the top. So it can look as if the bottom and the top are connected. So this bush is just in the center, and that bush is all over the top. And from the other side we can draw something similar, but it does not have to be exactly the same, because if it's exactly the same it looks very boring. See, I drew an S shape with the rose here, and these two roses are not in the same place. And then towards the bottom, if you want, you can add some more flowers. And in the middle, we can add leaves. So there's this big gap in a lot of places. Here we can add branches. So you add one leaf first. And on the opposite side of that leaf, you can add either a small leaf, or you can add a branch with two leaves like this, so you can fill it up. If you have a lot of space, then make 2 or 3 leaves also. Like over here, I have a lot of space. Remember that the space in between is there for you to write a note. And in some places, for some branches, you can also make a tiny rose like this, which will look like a bud. So this is what is called populating a design. You're populating it. First, we just drew a line, and then at the end of each of those lines, we drew roses. And now, wherever there is extra space, like over here now, we have extra space on the right. So it's almost like in the C shape, you can draw a leaf. That looks nice instead of drawing it on the outside. So wherever you have a C shape, you can draw it like this. And of course, you can draw it outside also if you have space. And I'm making an even bigger leaf here to go inside this C shape also. I've made my leaves fairly small, they're not too big. Now this same design we can show going from bottom to top also. And for that matter, if you want your leaves to go up, you can just turn this around and your design is now showing you leaves going upward. You can decide which side is the top and which side is the bottom. Now that we have our design ready, we finish off painting all the flowers with the same color. And this time round, since we are all right-handed people, start from the left-hand side, top, and go all the way around. Don't go back and forth like that because you might then smudge the painting. And you can also rotate the paper. There, all the red parts have been painted. Let me know when your roses are painted.
Should we paint the leaves as well?
Yes, but you need to wait till the all the roses are dry. That's why I was going to paint a second one. Now this time round, I'm going to show you how to fold it. It's a very simple fold. I think Abir has just gone away. Yeah, Abir, Kabir, are you both there? Okay. I think they're still to finish. Abir, are you still finishing or you're done?
I'm still finishing.
Okay, we'll wait for a minute then. And if Sia, if your paint has dried and if you feel you want to paint the leaves, you can start painting.
Ma'am,
Yes.
can I show you a drawing I made for the art competition?
Yes, sure. Let's see. Wow, that looks amazing. Let me just share it with everyone. Oh my God, that is really nice. How neatly you've made it. Very nice. Are you sending it to the art competition or you had to send a picture?
I just made it and submitted it.
Very nice. The trees are looking exactly like the trees on your t-shirt dress now, isn't it? Well. Very nice.
Can I keep it down now?
Yes, you can. Thank you. Okay, if we're done,
I'm done with my roses.
excellent. Now, in the second one, I want to show you how this same paper is going to be folded. So, how we do this is I want you to see this. Don't fold with me. First, you see it. Okay. So, you don't fold it in half. You fold it in such a way that there is some flap, an extra flap on one side.
2/3.
Yes, correct. Two-thirds. A little more than two-thirds is also fine. Okay. So,
3/4.
no, a little less than three-fourths. So I want you to see this. Don't be distracted. Look at this first. Don't fold. Look at me. So I have folded one flap like this, and then I'm going to leave a little gap from here and fold the bottom. So this is going to be like a top and bottom situation. And what you can do is the letter opens up like this, and you can make an illustration on the top over here, and then it is folded, and then on the other side you can make an illustration, put a stamp and send this letter out to your friends. Okay, so now on this one on the top you can make anything you want. If you want, you can make a picture of your family, or you can make a little house. So I'm going to show you how to make a small scenery over here. Shall we try a scenery with a house and some trees? Okay, so again, it's not going to be too big. And I'm making a small house over here, which is like the bottom of a rectangle. Let me make this in pen so you can see it. Okay, so we have a little house like that, and the bottom is actually not drawn, but we have a door, and then we have a roof like that, maybe some windows, and you can have the roof come to the side like this. And you don't draw any bottom bases. Instead of that, we can draw trees like this or bushes. And around this as well, you can draw some trees like that. So see, I'm not drawing very fat lines. I'm just going to draw like an outline of a tree. And maybe we can draw a little path coming outward. So keep your lines very wobbly. And then we can draw maybe a little horizon line, and from there we can draw a shape like that, inside which there can be a river. And some trees in the horizon you can just show like that, just the tops of the trees. And we can just draw some fields, like just draw some horizontal lines like that with fields, some bushes. That's it. I don't think we should draw anything more. And here we can draw a frame around it. So frame can be drawn like this. I'll just draw the sides, but I'm leaving a little gap because I want to make this into an oval shape like that. So this makes a nice little frame for my picture. Then if we want, we can draw a little bridge. And maybe the road is going to the bridge. We can draw it like this. And the river continues beyond this point. So on this side, I'm going to draw an extra line for the house. And this can be painted with just simple colors, like you can paint a blue sky, maybe a few clouds if you want. So you don't have to paint the whole sky. You can draw green and yellow fields. In some places, you can also draw maybe a yellow path going to the bridge. So the colors will help separate all the different parts of your picture. And the house can be maybe made out of some yellow colored bricks like these. And we can give it a blue roof afterwards. But we will come and make more designs, or not designs, we make more colors on this as this picture dries. Right now, I've just painted all of the trees and the land and bushes, everything yellow, sorry, not yellow, green. I'm painting the river blue. But watercolor is usually layered, so we'll come back and layer it with more textural stuff. So this is how I normally do my paintings because I get very impatient. And then if I get impatient, then the first painting I can ruin because I've not let it dry. So then I always start a second painting. That is by no means the only way to do art, but I found a technique for myself that works. Now you can take any color you want for the leaf.
Can I make my own scenery?
Yes, yes, please go ahead. The first one, I just wanted to show you where the patterns should go. That's all. But feel free to make any scenery you want. And not just scenery, you can make anything else. If you want to make a dinosaur or a rocket ship or anything, you can make that also. Now, usually when I make any of these flowers or leaves, I don't use a color directly. I mix them up a little bit because I'm very particular about what shades to use. So you should also do that. Don't use a direct color. That's one of the laziest things to do, unless of course that is the color you want. But try mixing the green with a little bit of blue or a little bit of raw umber, like I have done, and see what shade you get. And then look at the shades and see whether it looks pretty. Because not all greens and reds look good together. Some greens look good with the red, some greens don't look good with the red. It's just how greens are, just because there are so many different shades. Now, those of you who made the scenery like mine has dried up now. So I'm going to start putting some color on the trees in strokes like that, just dabbing. And I'll put one color on top towards the top of the shape, and to that I'm going to add a little dark color towards the bottom like this, and just strokes like this. So this starts creating some depth, and not the like the bushes over here, I'm not painting all of them in the dark shade either, dark green. Some parts I can leave without painting. That will show that there is maybe light falling in some places, and the dark areas will look like they are in shadow. See, you can be clever like that. And in the foreground, to show the lawns, I'm just making these lines like that, like a texture. Like this, just bumping the brush here and there so that it does not look too flat. This is what makes sceneries look interesting. To put some shadows, to put some grasses. Otherwise, they look very flat. You know what I mean? Like this is looking very flat, and this is looking like there is some. You can almost imagine how maybe a real life scenery like this could be. Well, a picture of at least. Now, normally people don't these days send any letters to anyone, right? Um, but you could change that, at least amongst your family. I think letters are great fun to receive and to send, especially if you're going to make them yourselves. So you can look for the address of maybe your grandparents, or you could also, even if they're in the same town, you could write something to them and send the letter by mail. By
Right now, I'm in my grandmother's house.
Oh, you're in her house? Okay. So you can still write a letter to them and put it in their post box just to surprise them. Normally, this would be a postman's job, but you could do a postman's job and just make a nice letter, write something nice for them, and drop it off in their post box, and then they will go and pick it up and be so surprised.
Ma'am,
Yes. Oh, wow. See, yeah, that's looking very nice. Now, even that thing you can fold just like this, the one that we folded. About two-thirds and then one flap on top. And then you are left with the back like this. So here you have to write the name of the person, but you can also make this part interesting. So you could draw something like this on the back. Once you folded it, then you know where the top and bottom is. So you fold it like this, right? And then you fold it on the other side. And here now you can make a whole vine all around the back as well. Or you can make it like a design. You could, if you're going to just write the name of the person here, you can make the composition like what we've done in the inside, on the inside of this letter card. And you can have leaves coming out from either side like this. This looks really nice. This looks like a bouquet. Bouquets are designed very carefully. So there are courses in the world for florists where they are taught how to balance out even things like flowers and leaves and what colors and shapes go together. And I'm pretty sure you're supposed to memorize the names of flowers. See, like this. And then you can write the name of the person. And one more thing you can do is on the back, you can make a sticker. I'm going to show you some stickers that I have made. And stickers can be literally made from rough sheets whenever you have time. So I have made all these stickers from rough sheets, and they're all handmade. So this can go with this. What else do I have? This all from brown paper bags. This one is not handmade. Neither is this, but these are all handmade. See, I love these. All handmade. Oh, this is not handmade, but it's a print of a handmade thing. So what I do in my spare time is I just make these pictures and then just cut it out so that if I need to, I can just put the sticker in the back of the letter and hand it to someone. Oh, I have a nice banana also. I have a strawberry. I love these. And of course, some of them turn out so good that I don't send them to anybody. I keep them for myself. All these are all from rough paper. All right, so now I'm just going to show you how I'm finishing this the scene of the house. In order for the house to look really nice, it should have some shadows, otherwise it looks very flat. So I'm putting a shadow here on one side and also underneath the roof, underneath the windows, and maybe side of the house. And I'm just using this brown to make some shadows of the trees and the bushes along the edges. Just a wobbly shaped line like that will do. Then of course we have to make a shadow and also color the bridge. One second, I'll be right back. Sorry. And wherever you can see shadows, you can put those. And we can also make a nice frame around the picture like that. This is called a pastoral scene. A pastoral scene is a picture with lots of fields and open land, things like that. Okay, so I guess that's it. How are your cards looking? At the bottom of this, you can also make something like a bunny or a little tree, or what else could you make? Maybe a butterfly or a bug. That is pretty pastoral.
Mom, can you see mine?
Oh, let's see. I haven't. Okay, 1 second. Very nice. Good. Keep it down. Let it dry completely. Beautiful. I think that's going to look very nice. It has to dry completely. And then once the front has dried, then you can make the design on the back. Okay, Kabir? One thing that I wanted to show you about the flowers, I can show you that now. We have done flowers like these before. Do you remember how to finish these flowers? With color pencil? Have I shown you that? So you can use either color pencils or markers, something dark. And this is what you can make. Using a dark color pencil, you can start making the figure 6 in the center. Oh my god, why is it not writing? 6 or a 9. And then from the free end of the 6, you just make a swirl outward. So it looks like a little rose. And it does not have to be perfectly in the center, and the swirl does not have to be perfectly spiral, because if it's imperfect, it will look nicer. See? This is my favorite way to make a rose. And you can change the colors if you want. In some of them, you can make it blue, some you can make it purple, some you can make it red. It will more or less resemble each other, so that's fine. And I have a feeling that if your watercolor pencils are aquarels, like mine, my pencils are watercolor pencils. Oh, what I meant was if your color pencils are watercolor pencils, you could also dip them in water and get a deeper shade. This will finally finish the picture and your roses will look beautiful. All right, any questions? Okay, so while you think of questions, I'm going to go ahead and finish up my letter card. When I was young, we used to have something called a pen friend. We had friends from different countries who would write letters to us and we would write to them. And I had a French pen friend who wrote such a beautiful letter to me that I had kept it for many years. I might still have it. And that was a letter card like this. So I must have been about 12 when I got that. And since then, anytime I wanted to send anybody a letter or a note, I started making these letter cards for them. Whenever I could, of course, it's not possible to make it every time. But then sometimes I have these made already, which then I give to people or mail to them.
Ma'am, how would you know them if they were in different countries?
Oh, good question. There used to be an organization that would send out a form, and you could fill out the form seeking a friend from abroad. And they would match you up with somebody who had the same interests. So if I liked pets or animals, or I liked travel, or I liked certain writers or whatever, then they would look for somebody who also did something similar, may not be the exact same thing, and they would send them my address and send me their address, and we would start writing to them. Isn't that cool? It used to be called IYS, in International Youth Service. I don't know if they're still working. I've never checked. Are everyone's cards done?
Almost.
Okay.
Almost.
Oh, good. I've made this green line, the vine also exactly like how we drew it. First, I made the S shape, then the C shape. It's much easier to draw it like this than just drawing a zigzag line. And that honestly, it doesn't even look good if it is just a zigzag line. These kinds of bends and turns, I think, look much prettier.
Ma'am, may
Yeah.
I?
Sorry, Abir, your uh, volume went off. What were you saying? Do you want to leave?
Yes.
Yes, you may leave. Thank you so much. I'll see you
Thank
next week. Bye.
Bye.
How are you doing, Kabir?
Fine.
Okay. Are you finishing the first one or your second one?
The second one.
Okay, good. Okay, are you done, Kabir?
Still need a bit more time, so maybe I'll finish it after the class.
Yes, that sounds perfect. So, I will see you in class on Saturday.
Yeah, I'll try. If not, then on Monday.
On Monday. All right. Okay, bye then.
Bye.